Hey everyone. So this time I wanted to show how I am managing a project I'm working on. This is a side project and I can show you the actual application later on. But what I wanted to do is show you how GitHub is serving me as a project management tool of sorts. You can tell here that we have your typical repo with all the files listed and the README and whatnot. Everything in here should be very familiar if you've ever entered into a GitHub page. And there's also the issues tab over here where you would usually file your bug reports and probably your feature requests and things like that. This is also where authors and maintainers usually add stuff like this, like features that are considered enhancements or where they are asking for the community to help and things like that. So this is what it probably would look like, right? And then we have this MVP 1.0 marker here, and I can show you how that's populated. You also have the how many comments that issue already has and things like that. So these are called labels, and you can tell here that we have 11 of them. If I clicked, you can manage the different labels that you can apply to your different issues. And you can tell now that there are 4 bugs listed here, there are 6 enhancements, and so on and so forth. So you can manage your actual labels here. And here are the milestones. You can add different milestones, and you can say, okay, I want this to be my MVP, my minimum viable product, the one thing that I want to test the idea. I want the project to be out there for users that can give me their feedback and I can work on it again so that I can iterate on the project itself and make it better and things like that. So you can see it's past due. I actually set my goal to release it about a month ago, but well, things happen and what you get, it's not usually what you wanted originally. But besides that, that's one milestone that you can set, and then you can probably do it by, I don't know, by quarters of the year, by particular dates, and different types of goals that you set. So this is, I think, a good idea to keep in mind, having labels and milestones for your project. I'm still experimenting with this, but I think it's helped me well. Okay, so back to the issues themselves. Let's say there's one thing, as painful as it is to me, Safari is not behaving really well with my application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new issue where I'm going to set a particular time to work on the Safari behaviors and make sure it works there. So right now you can see we have a template and we have a bug report template that you can also add, and I'm going to show you about that in a little bit. But let's open up a blank issue now, and I'm going to say and you can tell we created a new one and it's going to be listed instead of 15. We have 16 issues in here, and so far so good. All right. Then we also have the pull requests. So you can tell here I have a pull request to fix some issues that we found during this week, and I created a label for that. And if I go in here, you can tell that I am tagging the commits. Every time I do a commit, I am tagging the kind of like the main issue 31, which is going to be all the fixes together, and then the particular issue that has to do with what I'm trying to fix at that moment, if that makes sense. And yeah, so every time I do a commit, I tag my message on the commit with the string £31, £29, and so on and so forth. Okay, I also have a Netlify integration here that I can show you later how we could do that and things like that, but for the moment this will do. So pull requests is covered. I do not have any actions in here. So this is where you would do your continuous integration, continuous delivery stuff, and GitHub Actions have been released for private projects as well for a while now, I think. There's different things you can do. I am not touching anything from here right now, and I will probably do later, but let's move on. So projects. This is the one interesting part that I think would be like the thing that's helping me the most to realize how I am doing on my project. And if I go here, so this is one of the many projects that you can have per repo. I just created one. I called it development, and I'm going to zoom out. All right, and you can tell that a project can have many different columns. And if you're familiar with like Trello or Jira or anything of that nature, you will be recognizing here that you have different columns for the progress of your tasks, of the things that you need to work on. So what I usually do is I would go ahead and create on the issues all the things that I think I need to work on, all the things that I want to work on, the features, the enhancements I want to do, and I will create an issue per each. Then I will come here, and you can tell there's a new issue, a new card that you can drag from there into the backlog. And depending on how important it is for me to add the support, I will rank it basically. So the ones on top are the most important, and the ones on the bottom are the ones that I want to work on, but it's not super urgent. So once I'm ready to work on something in particular, I will move it to the to-do. I'm mentally ready to work on it. So these are my next tasks to work on. In progress is, as the name implies, stuff that I'm working on. You can tell here's the 27, 26, all those commits that I'm trying to push into that branch 31 that is going to contain all the fixes for the week and things. That's why it is here. I recently added this testing column because, well, there's this stage where I want to make sure that my bugs are fixed, that I don't see them anymore. So yeah, we have this testing column as well. And finally, the done column, where I can mark the issues as well. I can close the issue itself, but then I also move it to the done column. And you can tell you can have as many columns as you need, as you want, and you can have less or more columns than I do. Awesome. I'm not touching the wiki, but this would be nice for, like, for example, if I wanted to work with someone else on the project, I would probably go here and say, okay, you want to, I don't know, create your development environment. You'll probably need this and that. This is a place where you would document things that don't live inside of your code by itself, but that could probably give more information about what the project needs or requires in order for other people to work on it. All right, so that's the quick tour on this project, how I am managing it, not actually on the code itself or what it does. I will probably also show the Netlify integration, because it is pretty sweet. You can do different interesting things in there. I will probably create a video on that. But until then, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you later.